Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you've had a chance to brainstorm a little bit and sketch out your ideas on your paper. I am getting pretty close to ready to add color here. I'm not quite there, but I definitely have an idea of what I want to be on my paper. So let's take a look. For this section, which is line, I've added a bunch of different types of line. Some are thick, some are thin, some are jagged, some are smooth, some are squiggly. I could just have easily have filled this with straight lines or one single kind of winding wiggly line. There's no wrong answer. I just want you to be thinking about, okay, what is line? What are the different kinds of line? For this one, which is shape, I added a variety of different shapes. So I added some triangles and circles and squares, which are my organic, or excuse me, my geometric shapes. I also added some of these kind of wavy, blobby ones, which are my organic shapes. I could just have easily have done the shape of an object, like the shape of a banana, and that would have been totally fine. But I just wanted to do a variety of different shapes. Okay, this one I left blank. This is texture. I'm actually going to take some tin foil and crinkle it and then glue it to the surface for some actual texture. I could just as easily put it up against the wall and scribble my colored pencil across it to give a little bit of an actual texture. That would work too. Or I could draw something like a cactus or something else that has a very distinct texture. That would be fine. Or wood grain. I could also do that, but I'm going to put tinfoil there. Okay, this one's kind of tricky because it looks like space. This is actually going to be my value. So I've decided that I'm going to fill this in dark and the opening of the doorway will be light, and then I'm going to let the light spill out in a value shift. Pretty tricky. I just wanted to not do the regular value scale like in the other example because it's been done before. So you don't have to be as complicated as this. You just need to have dark and light and thinking about grays and thinking about the darkness or lightness of an object. For here, here's my space. I want to have the sense of depth or distance. So I had lines moving towards a doorway. I could have had an object with another object behind it, anything to give the sense that there's room that you could kind of move into the picture. For form, which is being 3D, I sketched an Amazon box. I've gotten really used to seeing those lately. So I'll go in and add maybe a little bit more detail. And then in the center color, I decided to have kind of overlapping blobby shapes, and then I'll fill them with color. All right, when you've got your idea and you've sketched them in pencil, before we go on to color, I want you to take your Papermate Flair pen. These are one of my favorite felt tip pens. They're not too wide, they're not too thick, not too thin. They have a nice point. They don't bleed. They're just kind of an all-purpose, all-around good pen. And then I want you to go over your lines. So for example, outlining the word art in the center, and then outlining your lines, and then anything that you want to have pen around it in your picture, that will be the next step. So go ahead and take a moment to outline your shapes in pen. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully by now you've had some time to go over your lines in pen. You can see I made some changes. I got rid of the door, felt like that was too confusing. And I got rid of the Amazon. It just wasn't working out, so I added some tape. So you're not stuck with your pencil drawing. Once you get to the pen phase, it's still okay to go in and adjust it. You're the boss of you, as far as I'm concerned. All right, so next step, and this is a step that sometimes people try to skip, but it has a really big impact in the final effect of your drawing. It's erasing your pencil marks. So I always take a moment after my ink is done to really get in there and make sure that I've got all my pencil marks. Once you start to color with colored pencil, you can't really go back and get the pencil marks. So it's really important that you do a good job now. And this is the part that usually drives people crazy. They'd rather get right to color. But when you have a finished picture and there are no pencil marks and your pen is nice and even, it's just such a good feeling. So go ahead and take a minute and get rid of all of your pencil marks. And you can pause the video. I'm actually just going to erase for a second. You can erase while I am erasing. This is a very thrilling video. Or maybe it's very satisfying. Who knows? There's stranger things. All right, so really get in there. I actually cheated and added a little bit of Sharpie here. That's totally fine. You can use whatever materials you would like. Totally fine with that. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna brush, 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 and take one more lick to make sure I got rid of all my pencil marks. And when I'm satisfied I didn't miss anything, okay, now you're ready to add color. Go ahead and pause the video, add your color, and I'll check back in when mine is colored as well. All right, have fun.